Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Double or Bust. This is episode 2. Glad to have you back. If you haven't checked out the first episode, go back and have a look. It was a pretty fun one. This is Double or Bust. It is as the name suggests. My goal is to double my bankroll or lose it all. So we're starting with a $1,500 bankroll. My goal is to get to 3,000. That's what I always want to hit. But there might be a time where I lose it all. Now, it's not as simple as just getting out there and chucking down $1,000, winning, and away we go. There are a couple of rules in place. The initial rule is my initial bets can't be more than $25, except sometimes I will make a complete bet here and make these ones 30, but that's as high as they can go. Same down here, you've got to start with $25 maximum. The one caveat to that is if I'm down to my last $500 or over $2,500, so almost at the goal, I can up those minimum bets to $50 just to try and get there a little bit quicker or put myself out of my misery a little bit quicker at that point, because there's a chance that these videos might drag on a bit if we're going up and down and not really getting anywhere. So there needs to be a point where you throw it all to the wind. That's another sort of caveat there, is if we've been going for a while and we're not getting anywhere, we're just sticking around the middle, then I might throw caution to the wind and just start throwing down some big numbers to basically end the video and see if we can hero bet our way to the end. So yeah, glad to have you back. Let's get started. Today I'm going to start with the iron cross, I think. So we'll get a point established first. We're going to do build the iron cross. So the way that works is I'm going to collect if the 5, 6, and 8 hit. I'm going to collect those bets. If one of the field bets hits, that's 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I'm going to use that money to build up the 5, 6, and 8. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a bit of a lower bet on the field, so that if we win here, we do, and we have to replace this, because we always have to, even if we do, we're collecting these numbers, but we're going to have to replace the field bet, because if these ones win, this one doesn't. So I want to take a little bit of profit and be able to use that profit as well to replace this. So if this was up around here, then it obviously takes out of that profit until we start building them up. Anyway, I digress. Let's get started. Okay, there we go. 10, so 20 plays 20. I'm going to start with the common numbers. I started here with 30 and 30 to be complete bets, but actually I'm not too fussed about keeping them complete bets. So I'm going to use that $20. I'm going to put 10 each on the 6 and 8. And there's the 6, that paid off. Okay, so as you can see here, 40 pays 46. I'm going to collect that, but we do have to use 20 of it to replace the field. So we're not taking that whole profit there. So really what we want to see, happy for these numbers to hit, but what we really want to see is we want to see a few field numbers so we can build these ones up, really start hitting those profits. And there we go, things like 3s. Okay, so that's 20 there. So I'm going to put 10 on this one, 5 and 5. And let's keep going. 2, that's perfect because that pays double, so we get 40 to play with here. And I'm going to put 20 each on the 6 and the 8. Go. So now we'd love to see another 6 or an 8 hit. There we go, beautiful. So 65 pays 75. And as I said, we lost that 20, and we're going to use 20 to replenish. And let's go again. And there's a 7. As you can see, we won 187. Our bets were 185. So after all of that, we are actually only up $2. So we went through what, 8 rolls? It's not a massive amount of rolls. And we actually only made $2 because we were losing those field bets when the other ones were hitting. And then we had to obviously earn enough profit to make up the 60, 75 we had out there as well. So let's establish another point. And let's go again. We'll stick with this one more time. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to do this series is it is a good way for me to practice making changes to my game. I have found that quite often I get set on a strategy, for instance, this iron cross, and I will just play it until I've made the profit I'm happy with, or I lose all my money. So yeah, one of the reasons I'm doing the series is obviously it's fun to play some craps and have the goal of trying to double your money. But also I'm hoping it will maybe help my game out a little bit. And yeah, let me make changes on the fly. So since if I'm seeing a lot of 0.7s, this is not going to be a good strategy. I might want to move to a dark side strategy. So there we go. We got 40 there. So we'll pop them both on the 6 and the 8. And there we go, lovely. 50 plays 58. Obviously we use the 20. So here's where the losses are. So we only made 38 in profit because we lost that 20. And then we're putting another 20 in. So that's actually only an $18 profit overall. As you can see up here, we've won $78 in total. And we're currently in for 145. So if we were to see a 7 now, we are actually down overall. So you do have to win a few of these to see any sort of profit. And you really do want to see a couple of, a few fields first before you hit one of these to really be able to cash in on that profit. But we get closer. You can see 116, 145. If we were to bring everything down now, we're actually up over $100. But yeah, we want to see a couple fields, build these up, and then we can see some hits there. But we're happy to take this as well. As you can see now, we are actually up. This will be a profitable roll. But we obviously want it to be a very profitable roll. And we're happy to see these 6s. That's what, 4 in a row. They can keep coming. We can keep hitting 6s all day long. Keep taking that little bit of profit. But we'd much prefer to see a couple fields. And there's a 7. But not the worst in the world, 1549. So we're going okay. This was 7 rolls this time. So 1 less than the last one. But we actually made a bit more money just because we got these 2 built up quicker with that double with the 2 there. And then we were able to take some of that stuff. So we will keep going with this strategy because it has been working for us, although not quite to the effect that we want to see. We want to be making bigger money than this. So I think we will make this our last go on the iron cross, and then I think we're going to switch it up. Great, another great start with that 12 gives us the double money. So once again, we can put 20 on the 6 and the 8. And there's a 10, so it's another field winner. And we'll put this one on the 5. And another thing I might want to do is look at changing strategies before the 7 comes up. So for instance, we're up over $100 now. You might want to come in and switch it up to something where you're not possibly losing money each roll with that one-off bet. Okay, 20, so we're going to put 10 each on the 6 and 8. Four. I think I will keep pushing these 2 a little bit more rather than the 5 this time. We'll go 5 next. Yep, that was a good idea because we hit the 8 there, so we get the 81, so it's 61 minus another 20, so $41. I think that's correct. But as you can see, it's still a losing hand. If we were to lose now, we were up, what, $50 before? We'd be down. So it is dangerous. But if we were to pull everything down, we'd be up $200. So we need to be mindful. We are at roll number 7. So we are sort of around the average roll. So I'm going to use that 20 on the 5 and think what I want to see is one more hit of these inside numbers, and then I'm going to reassess what I want to do on this roll. There's the 2, lovely, double. So we'll go 20 and 20. So we're going to get black chips from the 6 and the 8 now if that does come. We'd love to see that. Perfect. First black chip, but obviously we lose 20 of that. And now you can see that really did pay off for us. So now we want to sort of think about what we want to do here. We've got some good numbers up here. So I'm thinking we're not going to, oh, we might still do the field. And now we'll use the field to build the outside numbers. Or we can start putting some don't comes up to make a little money off when the 7 does come, because we're up to roll 10. So the chances of the 7 coming getting higher and higher. But because it's a profitable round, I might just hold on one more time. Push it a little bit further, no field 5. So we do still make some money, but takes away our field. 71. Okay, and I might just build this up. We use 10 there. We might just roll this out now. Lovely, black chip or profit. We will take that. We'll leave the puck off because it's been a decently long roll. We'd love to see a 7 now. No, out on the 10. And now I might start using some of this to build up the other numbers and go across. We are up a decent amount now, and there's a 7, so we don't get to see it, unfortunately. But we are up $270 overall. And I think now is a good time to change up the strategy. But we just need to think about what strategy we want to go with here. And what I might do is place the inside and lay the outside. So we are going to place these numbers, and we're going to lay the 10 and the 4. And the hope here is, obviously, we want to hit these inside numbers for a while, make some money, build them up. But then if the 7 does come, we do make a little bit back off of that happening. So we've got 80 plus another 80, so 160 out there. So that's the goal. I was about to say watch as the outside numbers start to roll on in, but that's okay. That's our first losing roll. There's the 7. We love to see that because we got paid. Obviously didn't make up for the 40 we lost, but we got about half of it back. And we will establish another point. We could put the don't pass in, but as an extra hedge, but I don't want that to happen, so we will not worry about that, and we'll get these back up. We go 30 base 35. We're going to put it straight back in. We'll go up to 60. We'll take $5. And actually the 4 and the 10's actually been quite common. 5, second most common number. So this may not be so wise to do, but I think we'll be all right. There we go, hard 8, lovely. 30 base 35, we'll put 30 in. More of those inside numbers, please. Thank you. 60 base 70. We'll use 50 of that to build those ones up. And there's a 7, unfortunately. Okay, we're just sort of hovering around the 1700, so we have lost. We were at what, 1773, so we are down $70 overall. So this may not be the best strategy, so I'm going to move to lay then play. So what we want to do is we want to get all these up while the puck is off. And then once the puck is on, we move them down. Okay, 2, 1, 3. Okay, and on the 8. Obviously, I was saying that the minimum was, the max I could do is 25, but when you're laying, $40 is the minimum there. We obviously did lose that one. We'll make that 30, and then yeah, 30 is the minimum there. So that might be a little workaround of what I just said earlier about what I'm playing, but okay, that's good. 30 base 42. I think we'll take 20 each. Okay. And I really need to, I think I might start doing a little press and collect now. I think we do need to start taking a few more profits, even if it is a little bit, just to start building. Okay, that's a good one. 40 pays 78 there. So I'm going to take 30 and I'm going to continue to build the inside here. So what we really want is we want those 6s and those 8s. At this stage, another 10. Okay, we use 60 of that. We'll build up the 9 and 5. And then we will collect the next one. Oh, no good. Okay, we're actually going backwards now, but that's okay. And as I said at the start of the video, if we're sort of going up and down, backwards, not going anywhere, then I might start up in the bets just to come to a result. Okay. Yeah, this time, so our average roll is actually not the worst. We're up around the 7 mark, so we are getting some okay rolls. But I think I need to do a bit more collecting. So what I'm going to do now, buy 25 we can, is I'm going to build the inside. So if 4, 5, 9 and 10 hits, we'll use that to build up 6 and 8. If the 6 and 8 hit, we will collect those ones. Okay, snake eyes, it doesn't help us. And we really need to start getting, we're going backwards now, so we really need to see if we can get somewhere. It's quite interesting if you're sort of playing this way. Okay, 35, so we'll put 15. Each. One long roll and you can get to that 3,000 pretty easily. Takes a bit longer to get to 0, doesn't it? Because your sort of initial bet is maybe around $200. So I can take a bit longer. Okay, another point established. And another thing we might want to look for is As the average roll is sort of around 7 or 8, and we're getting close to where at roll 7 or 8, you might want to at that point then move to, move to a negative strategy, laying. But we did make some money back there, so that was a good one. But we want to be making more. We haven't had any massively long rolls. We've sort of been sitting around that 8 to 10 mark. I think I'm going to continue this strategy just a little bit longer. And then we'll move on to something else. Okay, 6, so we'll click that, pointers off. Let's establish a new point. Okay, out on the 9. And let's go. Okay, another collector. Happy to collect, but we want to see some of these outside numbers so we can build them up and collect a bit more. As you can see now, we are down. We're in for 160, but we've only made 70. We're creeping closer to that positive number though. 2 more of those inside hits, but let's see a 4, 5, 9 or 10. And there we go. Something going. Okay, so it pays about 50. We'll throw in $1. We'll put 25 each. Try and get those ones hitting. Okay, another one. That is good to see. 25 each again. We'll throw in another $1. Okay, with the 9, 35. So I'll put another 15 on each. After we establish the point. How about I see a 7 here? Nope, up on the 6. Okay. We'll be getting black chips now if we hit that 6 or 8. Okay, another 9. So put another 15 on each. Into the black chip zone. We might start building up the outside ones now. As they are hitting, and we want to see a bit more money. So I'm going to, I might just stick with this just a little bit longer, see if we can get that inside hit. As you can see, we're sort of investing everything back, so we're not positive. There we go. That's what we were looking for. 125 pays 145. And we're going to take all of that. And we are now back ahead. There we go. Perfect time for the 7. Let's keep this roll going. Okay, and on the 4. Okay, there's a 5. We're going to build up these, the 5 and 9 with that. We're going to use 15 on each. Start making our outside numbers work a little bit better. Oh, and there's a 7, unfortunately. We were up over 2,000, so maybe we should have reassessed. And that's another thing that I struggle with, is knowing when to bring it down and start again. We could have locked in a little bit extra profit there, but we are back to being up. And that was a decent sized roll there, 17. Now we need to see how we can use our money. We might play the hard ways on this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bet across. We'll bring that all down. So I'm going to go 25s. And I'm going to use some of that profit to play the hard ways. So 35. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 15, 15, and then $5 once the point is established. Okay, 6. So we're still building up those inside numbers. But we're going to use a little bit more, and I'm going to go on the less likely one, I think, to start with. Just the 7 to 1s. I picked wrong, but that's okay. So that pays 50, but we lost 5, so 44. So we got about $20 to play with for each. 20, 20, and then we'll throw in $1. And there's a 7. That is not a good one. So we are going a bit up and down now. So what I am going to do at this point is I'm going to up my minimum bets to 50. Because we're just sort of going backwards and forwards and not getting anywhere. So let's see if we can either get to that 3,000 quicker or go bust quicker. Either way, we'll get a resolution. So what we're going to do is we're going to double that up. And I am just going to full on press. So if the number hits, I'm going to fully invest that 70 back into that 6. Okay, 2 and 3. And this is probably something you don't want to do when you're playing with real money. Tilt and get frustrated that you're not getting anywhere. Okay, 50, 60, 70, all on that 6. Would love to see that hit again. Okay, 10, 50 pays 98. So I'm just going to put a cool 100 straight on there. Throw in $2. Same on the other side. Now this is where we're going to win or bust pretty quickly. Just simply doubling the bet makes a big difference for that $1,500 bankroll. And there's a 7. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. It's backwards, but we're getting somewhere. See, we lost a third of our starting bankroll just there. But it just takes one decent roll and then you're back and singing again, aren't you? Okay, back out. See, we've got a $320 average bet. It's not going to take too many more losses for us to hit that 0. Would prefer to see the opposite of that though. See if we can get to 3,000. It's not looking likely at this stage. Couple more shooters to go. And you'll see a lot of the guys that do craps online, they say about 10 shooters for your bankroll. So we have actually survived past the recommended. Okay, 50 pays 70. So 120. Lovely, we want to see that. Okay, that pays 168, so we'll put 160 on there. 150, 60. One more repeated 9 would be great. Nope, it's a 7. And this will be our last doubled up bet, as we don't have enough money to go further than that. Okay, out on the 8. Here we go. Okay. Hit the point straight away. Got that $70. get a new point established, repeater 8. Unfortunately, as the point was off. Happy to see a fourth 8 come out now. Nope, it's 10, but it's okay. We'll throw on $2 at 100. Okay, 6. Add that one up to 130. Happy to see one of those hit again. And there's the 7, not going to happen. Okay, 207 left. Coming down to the end of it now. Out on the 6. We'll see what it lets us do. Bet across, bet across. There we go. Oh, nice, you don't have enough chips. And there we go, perfect. There's the 7. Okay, so that ends it. As you can see, big old fat zeros sitting up here. We were not successful today. Just looking at how it rolled, I'm not 100% sure a dark side strategy would have been successful either. I think the failing here was not knowing when to pull down and wait for that 7 to come. So as you can see, we started off, the average was around 7 or 8 rolls per 7. It's gone down a bit to 5. I think if we had pulled everything down around that 7 roll mark, we would still be in this and we'd still be in the positive. So I think that's sort of the learning from this episode today is think about regressing. It's all good to keep pushing, but when you do that, you're hoping for that one-off 20 roll that's going to make you all that money. Whereas the reality is more than likely you're going to see rolls sort of 6 to 8 long. So might be a good idea to take a few hits, pull it down, wait for the 7, get back in, take a few hits. Obviously that means it's going to take a lot longer to double your money. You can't be that as aggressive, but I think it would have been a winning strategy today. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Episode 2 of Double or Bust. Today we bust. And if you haven't already, check out the first video. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Catch you later. I'll catch you on the next one.